Once again, welcome to the June TDL Forum. My name is Christy Park, the director of the Texas Digital Library. I'm joined by Leah DeForest, our communications strategist, here with me in Austin. And we also have with us today Courtney Muma, TDL's newly minted deputy director, who's calling in from San Antonio. So welcome to all of you, and thank you for being here today. Just a reminder that we have the slides from this presentation available in the Files pod in the lower left-hand corner of the screen for you to download, and we'll be posting recording of this presentation later on. If you have questions as we go through any of these slides, please feel free to enter them in the chat window and we'll answer them as we have an appropriate moment. This is our first forum in a couple of months. We did not have a forum last month because of TCDL, so it's nice to be back, and we have a lot of exciting things to share for you. For those of you who haven't attended one of these before, we just spend about half an hour, 25 minutes, giving some updates about what's been going on at TDL and in our digital library community, larger digital library community around the world, and some updates about services and community events, and we'll open the floor at the end for questions. And we should let you out of here by 11 a.m. at the latest. So I'm going to give a few updates, and then Courtney will give us some information about various TDL services, as well as the Open Repositories Conference, and Leah will wrap things up with some community updates. Before we get started, I just want to note that going forward from this TDL forum, we'll be captioning all of these recordings before we post them online to make sure that they are accessible for hearing impaired members and other constituents. So this may cause a little bit of an extra delay in posting the recordings online, but we are fully committed to making our content accessible to all, and so want to begin doing that, making that effort to do that. A couple of staffing updates. As you all know, we've had a couple of announcements come out over the last several weeks and couple of months. So congratulations once again to Courtney Muma, who is our new TDL Deputy Director as of May 1st. Courtney joined us about a year ago, a little over a year ago, as our Digital Preservation and Texas Data Repository Services Manager, and is broadening the scope of her responsibilities to some of our other services as well. Courtney will be supervising our software developers and the work that they're doing on development projects, and helping with managing our services. So we're excited to have Courtney on board and in this new role, and to continue to do great things with her. I also want to welcome Frank Smutniak, who is our new senior software engineer, who joined us just Monday, June 18th, and is working to get settled in and engaged with a number of different TDL projects. Frank joins us from the UT Austin Library's IT division, where he contributed to Digital Preservation Network development, and he'll bring that commitment with him when he joins TDL, so he'll continue to devote time to development on the Texas Preservation Node that is part of DPN, and he'll also be getting engaged as a lead developer on Vireo development. So we are really excited that Frank is on board. This doubles our software developer capacity, which is really exciting. And we know Frank from our work with DPN, and are excited to get to extend and deepen that working relationship with him. Frank works remotely from Nebraska, and he'll be visiting Texas in the fall when we have our staff retreat. He'll be at TCDL. There will be opportunities for us to for all of you to get to know Frank in person. But hope you will join us at TDL in welcoming him virtually. All right. As I mentioned, this is our first TDL forum since TCDL. The last forum was scheduled smack dab in the middle of the conference, so we skipped it in favor of seeing all of you, or many of you, in person here in Austin. It was a great event, and I want to thank everybody involved in making it so. All the folks who presented, who attended and asked questions, who helped plan it by serving on our planning committee, chaired by Eric Ames at Baylor, who coordinated our poster session and scavenger hunt, and who just made it a really, I think, the best ever TCDL. I also want to thank again Lauren McCulloch, our administrative associate, for all her work in coordinating this year's event and doing all the local arrangements. We are excited and already planning for next year's event, and in the process of forming our planning committee. So if anybody's interested in working on that committee to develop the program for the 2019 conference, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Clark Yakavakis from the University of Houston Clear Lake will be the chair of that planning committee next year, and we're excited to get started working on that. And finally, just a quick note about an upcoming meeting, which is our member board meeting that happens every year at TCAL, which is the Texas Council of Academic Libraries. This meeting is where we gather the deans and directors of all of our member libraries together for a business meeting and update them on the work of TDL and get feedback from them and vote on a few issues. That meeting this year will be taking place on September 27th in Austin. And deans and directors or their proxies are invited to attend, and hope they will save the date for that. We have email reminders going out about that as well. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Courtney to give us a few updates about open repositories and also some service updates.
Thank you, Christy, and hello, everybody. I'm going to start with a brief update about open repositories, which was just a couple of weeks ago in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. So we had a lot of presence there. So I was there, of course, with Christy, and Nick Woodward was also there presenting with us. Our main presentation was called Choose Your Own Adventure, Digital Preservation Storage Stories. And you can find that following the link here in our TDL DSpace repository. I was also on a panel of Dataverse communities from all around the world, including Norway, Virginia, and you can find that at the link for the Texas Data Repository presentation here, also in our DSpace. We also had the good fortune to be in the room being live streamed, and that was all archived by the Open Repositories group, and so you can find that on their YouTube channel at the link on the slides. I also want to mention other Texas Digital Library members who presented or also attended alongside us. Ed Warga was there from Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. Colleen Lyon and Dustin Slater both attended from UT Austin. Laura Waugh was there from Texas State, although we didn't get to see her as much as we would have liked. And then Sarah Potvin from Texas A&M was also there with us. So we were really well represented there in Bozeman a couple of weeks ago, and all presentations were very well received. The next thing I want to go over is some DSpace updates. We mentioned in our last forum, which feels like ages ago, back in April, that we would be moving a lot of our end user documentation for DSpace repositories into a Confluence wiki site. And we wanted to go ahead and let you know that there is now new documentation there related to our TDL DSpace digital repositories. We want to thank our DSpace Education Working Group for creating this helpful user documentation, and also to our student associate, Caleb, who has been inputting it into Confluence diligently. One more thing, we also saw a sneak peek of DSpace 7 at Open Repositories earlier this month, and you can find a link to the DuraSpace presentation about that on the Open Repositories site. In terms of OJS updates, we wanted to let you know that anyone who is interested in learning more about TDL's journal hosting service, Open Journal Systems, and the platform, TDL will be hosting an OJS training webinar next month on July 17th. You can register for that webinar using the link on our site, and you can also see the link here in the slides. Another conference that we were just recently represented in was just last week, and that was the Dataverse annual community meeting that occurred at Harvard in Cambridge. So we did have TDL members of the Texas Data Repository Steering Committee in attendance, both Anna Dabrowski of Texas A&M and Jessica Tree-Logan of UT Austin, who are both liaisons for our TDR steering committee and for their own institutional Dataverses, attended and presented on our behalf. Their presentation was called Inside Out Impact of the Texas Data Repository and was part of a session that focused on community repositories using Dataverse. They were also very well received, and I am very proud to have been represented by them there. Thank you so much, Jessica and Anna. I also have late breaking news of the good variety, and that is that we are the first members of the Dataverse Global Community Consortium, officially as of yesterday. And we're also going to have a role that has now been solidified in planning the governance of that consortium. I have some digital preservation updates that are exciting. Starting in the next couple of months, Texas Digital Library is going to start convening bi-monthly digital preservation member calls so that they can ask questions, share resources with each other, discuss their ideas, and discuss their own local workflows. We really, now that we've kind of reached a critical mass, as you can see here on the slide, of digital preservation services members, we really want to see y'all working together more, and I'm using the TDR steering committee as an example of what we can see happen very quickly when we get folks talking to each other frequently about using services. As we move closer to the start of the new fiscal year as well, please let us know at TDL if you're interested in pursuing digital preservation services. We'll answer any questions you have. I'll have a call with you, and we can explain anything that you're finding difficult to understand from our website description of the services that we offer. We also have some deadlines coming up with regard to our digital preservation services. The first and foremost is that the Digital Preservation Management Workshop taught by Dr. Nancy McGovern and Kari Smith of MIT at Trinity University is not entirely full. So we do have a couple of spaces left. So if you have folks in your institutions who were interested and who were concerned that maybe they wouldn't be able to get in, we can still take applications and registrations from them. And remember that TDL members receive a deep discount on tuition. All that is detailed also on our website. Another reminder is that the Digital Preservation Network has a hard deadline of November 1st for ingesting content into DPN if you've got a contract for this year. So that means get in touch with us at TDL if you already have a deepen contract no later than October 1st so that we can help coordinate getting your content in and provide the best experience for everyone involved. Preferably sooner than later, and of course I'll be available to help you in so much as I can with getting your content in a way that is acceptable and useful for you. And I think that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and pass on to Leah DeForest for her community update. Thanks.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So before I talk about upcoming opportunities and events, I just want to share an exciting initiative in our library community. Maybe you saw this on social media, the Historically Black Colleges and Universities Library Alliance and Digital Library Federation report. This was a joint report from their 2017 unconference. And we want to encourage everyone to take a moment to read the report from the DLF about this IMLS-funded event. It was meant to explore the potential of digital libraries as common ground and digital library-based pedagogy as common mission among memberships of the HBCU Library Alliance and the DLF, and to position these two organizations for future work and partnership. So not a one-day solution, but a conversation starter. There's a link to the report. There's a link also to some collaborative notes from the keynote there. And we just want to highlight this as a really great example of how to start an outreach program and how to start better serving our communities and our profession. So next, I've got some upcoming opportunities for travel to conferences. These are organized by deadline. So Association of Research Libraries is offering travel awards to attend the Joint Conference of Librarians of Color this September. This deadline is Monday. So if you don't have anything to do over the weekend, consider applying for this. And there are links to the application through this Twitter feed, and I included a link to both the ARL and the Joint Conference of Librarians of Color handles, so you can find them on Twitter. Next up, I love the DLF females. I love them. They're so charming. So many of you probably are on this listserv, but we want to highlight the DLF Forum Fellowship Awards. They have DLF HBCU Fellowships, ARL and DLF Fellowships, Student and New Professional Fellowships, Focus Fellowships, and the GLAM Cross-Pollinator Registration Award. So that one only covers your registration fee. But other than the GLAM, you get complimentary room at the conference hotel, up to $500 in funding for travel. You get networking opportunities, and honestly, since we're all part of shrinking budget world, it's a great opportunity for all of us. This application, July 6th, which is really right around the corner. Next, Association of Research Libraries is offering a travel scholarship to Houston. The 2018 Library Assessment Conference will be held December 5th through 7th. It's co-hosted by our members, UH Libraries and TAMU Libraries. This application is due August 3rd. And that is it for the conference opportunities, but want to take a second again just to congratulate our TDL award winners. The Excellence in Digital Libraries Award, this is our Baylor team, the Black Gospel Music Restoration Project. They're pictured in the center. We've got Daryl Sturr, Stephen Bullock, Travis Taylor, Kara Long, and Eric Ames. It looks like Tim Logan jumped in on that picture. On the right, our Innovative Outreach Award winner, Jessica Trelogan of UT Austin Libraries. And on the left, we have our Graduate Student Excellence Award, Alicia Niwagaba at UT Austin School of Information. Not pictured here, our Trailblazer Award, Bobby Marlin from UT Medical Branch at Galveston. And then, of course, last but not least, TDL Service Award, Ryan Steens, our former assistant director, who's now community manager with Avalon. Congratulations, y'all.
Absolutely. Congratulations. And thank you, Lee and Courtney, for those updates. And for all those great photos from TCDL and the TDL Awards. It's really been fun to see them popping up on social media the last few weeks. I hope everybody's had a chance to see those and enjoy them. So I think that concludes the content that we have prepared for you today, and we've left some time here at the end. If you have questions or announcements or any other comments that you'd like to share, you can enter those in the chat window. Okay, going once. All right. So it looks like no questions for us at this time, but if you have things that you'd like to ask us offline or things come up later, please feel free to reach out to us either individually or through our email info@tdl.org. And we will talk to you again same time, same day next month. We look forward to continuing our work with you and look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks, everybody.